Hello and welcome to the Daily Brown Bag. Today we're going to be talking about whether or not Yahoo can take on traditional news media. I'm Chad Hill and I'm joined by Adam Stetzer.
Yeah, good morning, Chad. Welcome, everybody, to the Brown Bag. I think this is a fascinating topic here, Chad, and Yahoo's been struggling behind Google for a number of years in search and in ad revenue, but so they're making a pretty big move here. The news today, Chad, is that Marissa Mayer of Yahoo has announced just yesterday that it has hired Katie Couric to be their global anchor. And obviously, Katie Couric is a well-known TV personality from the news, from the Today Show, from various anchor desks. So what's Yahoo doing pulling in a personality such as this? Well, this is part of their goal to usher in what they call a new chapter of digital journalism. And I think this whole topic is fascinating. We've talked about it quite a bit in some of the things we've covered over the last few months, notably the Washington Post being purchased by Amazon's Jeff Bezos. But traditional media has been losing out to new digital marketers for quite a while. So Yahoo is obviously making a big bet here, and they're hoping to leverage the current audience they have and a lot of partnerships they've built, because they are a very popular destination on the internet, to try to bring in this big personality and go after more viewers. And here's some stats that sort of back up, Chad, why they think this play is going to work. According to Pew, half of Americans now cite the internet as their main source for national and international news, which is pretty astounding if you think about where things were 10 or 15 years ago. 64% of tablet owners and 62% of smartphone owners read the news on their devices, so the distribution has obviously shifted pretty dramatically. 31% of tablet owners said they spend more time reading the news since they got their tablet. So this is kind of cool too. The technology is not only responding to a need, but once you get a device with a different form factor, it's actually changing your behavior, which is then reinforcing its use. So it's not likely that these numbers are gonna change anytime soon. And we've talked about this one before, Chad. During the 2012 presidential election, almost half of Americans, 47%, used the internet as their main campaign news source. And most interestingly, on election night, 27%, almost a third of Americans dual screened, were simultaneously watching debates and coverage on the screen, having the internet on some sort of device in their lap at the same time. So a big, bold move by Yahoo. What's your thought on whether they'll turn the corner and really do something big here?
Yeah, well, as you said, Yahoo is one of those brands has gone through some tumultuous years here, and they've got Marissa Mayer at the helm, and they're clearly starting to execute on a strategy that she's put into place. This is a very interesting one because Couric is just the most recent one, but there have been some other very big names who have recently announced that they're, in this case, mostly leaving the New York Times to go over to Yahoo. So we had Matt Bai, who is the chief political correspondent for the New York Times Magazine. David Pogue, who's been at the Times forever, is their technology columnist and does a great job of doing video and hybrid content, video and text content. And then Megan Lieberman, who is the New York Times deputy editor. So Yahoo's clearly making a big investment here, and in fact, they want to be a primary news provider. And Rob Barrett, their vice president of news and finance, said about Couric that this is symbolic of their ambition to be a primary news brand, to be the next news brand, and to work with someone who has been one of the best traditional journalists in the ability to transcend media and really connect with audiences. So clearly, Yahoo's trying to sort of take the audience that they have. So their audience in the last few months, we've announced in our weekly hub feed that Yahoo's been at the top in terms of across their network of sites of having the largest audience. They're trying to keep that audience on their site, provide new, different kinds of content. In this case, news, and this is clearly their play for how to reinvigorate themselves. Because the more they can get that audience to stay on their websites, engage with their content, they're pretty sure that the ad dollars will follow, and I'm sure they will. So we sort of always are looking and rooting for companies to compete and provide more diversified places for people to get information. We talk a lot about Google and Facebook, but certainly it would be great to see Yahoo with a resurgence here, and this is a really interesting path they're taking.
Yeah, excellent. I agree, and I think that this whole transformation, it's playing out in slow motion, as big shifts do, as the technology evolves and the channels evolve. we'll continue to watch this and see how the stats support its success. But I think it's a very interesting move. We'll continue to cover it, and that's our brown bag for today. We'd love to hear your thoughts and comments on where you're consuming news and whether you think Yahoo's making the right bet here. And we hope to see you back tomorrow. Please subscribe to our daily brown bag feed.